Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today we're having a mini episode on a very important piece of healthcare technology. The technology is the ASA's very own website, and we're using it to ensure the health of the statistical profession by lending a hand to early career statisticians. The American Statistical Association is hosting a resume review service as part of our virtual career fair this year, and it's really simple. Experienced statisticians help younger statisticians and data scientists sharpen up their resumes so they're ready for the job hunt. And I think it's important to understand exactly the type of early career statistician you'll be helping out when you volunteer to help. So to put a face to it, our guest today is early career statistician Wendy Martinez. Now, Wendy, before we get started, could you maybe introduce yourself and your own research?
Yes, and you probably aren't familiar with early career statisticians with gray hair, right? Well, thank you, Glenn, for having me on. So I am the 2020 president of the American Statistical Association. I do have a day job at the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And let's see, you asked about research interests. Well, I like to work with natural language processing, computational statistics, and exploratory data analysis.
Very cool. And at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, I believe is it director of?
Yes, it's a long word. It's one of those things, if you say it too many times, it's a tongue twister. But yeah, I'll just say it once. It's the Mathematical Statistics Research Center, and that's in the Office of Survey Methods Research. So I'm a research mathematical statistician, and we support all the programs and surveys at the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Well, that is quite a resume, and it really just goes to show why it's important for us for early career statisticians like Wendy here, why they need our help, because Wendy's done so much in the field, and it's hard to succinctly fit that into, just one resume. So that's where you, the listener, comes in. So now on to the ASA's virtual career fair. Wendy, could you tell us a little bit about the virtual career fair and what the resume review service is?
Yes. So as we know, we're all, social distancing right now, and everything is taking place in the virtual world. So we can't have, career fairs at universities, and, employers can't come and meet with the students. So the American Statistical Association set up a virtual career fair for undergraduate students who are going to be graduating soon. They could upload their resumes and get people, like hopefully you out there listening, to review the resumes and give them tips and tricks on, how they could improve their resumes. The other thing I like too is that they also have webinars that they'll be hosting on things like how to write the cover letter, doing the resumes, and other things that'll help students. And I also think there's an ability to connect with employers too. So you still get that, perhaps the interaction then with employers.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I'd like to reiterate now is, how easy it is just to sign up and help. The link is in the YouTube description below and in the comments section. And so just bringing it up right now, all you need to do is just follow this link, and it's just your email, your first name, your last name, and you confirm that you're not a robot, which would be easy enough for most of us. Done. It's just that super easy.
Yeah, and I actually signed up to review the resumes too. I haven't done it yet, but I think, Glenn, you've done some?
Yeah, definitely. So that's actually the other thing. I've just gone through the process, and it's actually really fun. So don't feel worried. The undergraduates, the nice thing is the undergraduates get to post their resumes for free. So if you are actually fresh out of school, come on, post your resume, and get some help from the ASA. And it really is these fresh out of school statisticians. They paired me up actually with, I think it was like 2 people in California and a third who was actually just one city over in North Carolina. And I think what's really fun about seeing these young statisticians' resumes, first, it is a wide variety of people. So you get to see what other people in your field or in an adjacent statistical field are up to. And it's also just really interesting to see how much these undergraduate programs have changed, and these data science programs have really developed in the last 10 years, or since whenever we were back in undergrad or grad school. Well, I mean, when you and I were in grad school or in undergrad, there weren't even data science programs out there. and now there are. And it's really interesting to see, one, how the variety of coursework that universities are offering is much more, I'd say, aligned with the demands that are required of data scientists today. But I think another thing that's really interesting is it's not just the coursework. Looking at what some of these young statisticians are doing just for their extracurriculars and some of the, the internships and the different applications or just hackathons. Young statisticians, these young whippersnappers, are doing really cool applications just in these hackathons, and it's really exciting to see. So, it's not just helpful to them, but it is really enjoyable to see what people are up to.
Yeah, did it almost make you want to go back to school and learn some more?
Well, I think I only have the energy for Udemy courses now, so I have about 15 hours of learning in me on a given time. But yeah, it is. It's hard not to be excited for a lot of these young data scientists and statisticians when you see the programs out here, especially the programs that really tailor towards specific aspects. For example, when I work in healthcare, new programs in precision medicine coming out, and it isn't just a word where they give you a generic statistical education and call it precision medicine. It's these actual applications and cutting edge research, learning these important skills. So I think it is a little bit hard as an older statistician not to feel really excited for this younger generation and all the cool stuff that they're having available to them. And also just the proliferation, I think, of a lot of statistical software, data science software, where they don't have to, be getting those licensed programs and being stuck with licensed programs anymore. The world is really their oyster right now, and it's fun seeing them, spread their wings, go out into the world, and sort of help them in that regard. But it is very interesting to see all the variety of things that young statisticians are doing these days.
Yeah, I'm kind of amazed with, I work with the data challenge that we have every year at the joint statistical meetings, and we have undergraduates there competing, and they win too. So it's just amazing to me that you said young data scientists and statisticians working with real data at that level, which I didn't really see real data until I was in graduate school. So it's a nice world out there now, in spite of what we're going through right now.
Yes. Well, we're all locked in. The world is still generating data for us to use.
Yes.
What that data is saying, very much up for debate. And in fact, if you're interested, there's a lot of great conversations happening on ASA Connect right now. The ASA forums are very lively with conversation right now. So if you haven't been checking out the ASA forums, don't forget to go back on there and see some of the conversations are happening. It is some of the best, most informed discussion about the current public health issues that are happening out there. And I'd say it's also really refreshing to hear a bit of conversation where it is with statisticians, where we can talk about, is this a denominator problem, for example? The denominators have been in heavy discussion recently. Cool.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. So just to reiterate, follow that link in the description and sign up to help early career statisticians like Wendy Martinez here. And because obviously if you don't, and those statisticians don't get the jobs, Wendy will know about that because it's literally her job as a director at the Bureau of Labor Statistics to track those statistics. So Wendy is watching. Thanks so much for coming on today.
Well, I really enjoyed it. Thank you for all the good things you're doing.
Well, that's it for this episode of the Pod of Asclepius. We hope you enjoyed it and will tune in for our next episode. If you're watching from YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a like. You can also follow us on our other social media channels, including LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. Have a great story or presentation that's ready for prime time? Or know someone who does? Drop Glenn an email because he'd be happy to hear from you. We would like to thank our sponsors from the American Statistical Association section on Statistical Learning and Data Science, section on Medical Devices and Diagnostics, and North Carolina chapter. The views expressed on the show are those of the speaker and not their employers, our sponsors, or anyone else not saying the words.